Okay. Hello, everyone. Representing SciConnect today, I offer a heartfelt welcome and celebrate this World Book Day with you all. I am Avantika Singh, today's host, team coordinator, and a fellow book enthusiast, brimming with excitement for this psychology book club launch. This one quote that stuck with me and resonates with me truly by Stephen King is books are uniquely portable magic. And through various times and circumstances, the only constant I have had in my life has been books. They have consoled me, taught me, encouraged me to stand up again, and travel me to different worlds when I wanted to escape mine, and then landed me right back in reality with new perspectives and courage. I cannot stop talking about books, and I don't want to. Not at least today. PsyConnect has extended an invitation to explore the essence of a book club. We welcome both avid readers and newcomers to embark on this literary voyage with us. We'll delve into distinct theme each month where our team members will choose a book that resonate most with them, and we'll have discussions, lively discussions on our WhatsApp group, and each month we'll be meeting online for discussion to unravel the heart of the chosen book. Now, without delay, allow me to introduce to our opening oracles today, Ms. Samriddhi Parikh and Ms. Pooja Vashne, ma'am. We are honored to have you here, ma'am, both you guys. Ms. Samriddhi Parikh is an assistant professor at Manipal University and the author of The Heart's Call. We are delighted to have you, ma'am. And Ms. Pooja Vashne, a BHU alumni, a clinical psychologist, and an integral educator. Again, we welcome you, ma'am. So I'll start with Samriddhi, ma'am, that please share few words and how has your journey has been with books.
Okay, Avantika and Team PsyConnect. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me as a speaker for this event. And then I would like to congratulate you for the launch of your book club, which is something very, very exciting in the first place.
Thank you.
When we talk about books, when we talk about reading, I think it's a journey. Those who are readers, I'm sure only readers would be here right now with us. So they know that it's something very personal. It is a world of their own, something that, travels you to a different world altogether. So just like all the other readers, when I read, it's like, I am in that world and not in the world outside myself. So I enjoy reading, thoroughly enjoy reading. And when I'm reading, I think it takes me into a new high, new flow, where I just cannot stop. I have to be taken off from there. So I really, really enjoy reading. And I think this book club launch is like fostering a community of readers around, which is, I congratulate you for this, Avantika.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. Now I'll ask Pooja, ma'am, to share a few words and how has your journey been with books.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You people are very sweet. So I completely resonate with Samriddhi ma'am and with the relationship the books have. Currently, for me, reading has been one of the anchors which helps me to concentrate because it is so easy to get distracted by my phone and scrolling, and even I work most of the time with my laptop. So I was missing that, okay, what is it? How I can really prepare for the future? I keep thinking about, okay, how to prepare for 10 years ahead and what is that which is missing, kind of. So I am a part of some reading circles, but even part of them I was feeling that how I can re-anchor myself to concentration. And also reading for me helps me to immediately step back from I me myself and what is happening in my world. I get little bit separated from that, constant preoccupation with my life and my things. It gives me a very, very wide sky to look at, and also a lot of love. I feel whenever I read, particularly some authors, I feel really loved by the way they express. So yeah, this is in brief about my relationship with reading. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. And I totally understand and resonates with you and Samriddhi, ma'am, also. So I wanted to ask that how to extract the essence of a book completely. You know, if we read a book and we sometimes forget, we move on to the next one, and we forget to take what has to be taken from a book, right? Because it's somebody's years of work, and we are grateful to read it in few pages, I think. And so I wanted to ask, as a reader, that what do you suggest? How can we take a complete sense of a book? How should we read it? Or some reading tips, if you can, Samriddhi, ma'am.
Absolutely. I think, see, when we are reading a novel, it's a different thing. We're just, into the emotions and flowing away with the book. So there, it's the emotions that sit with us, regardless of whether we want or not. But if we are reading some book on self-improvement, self-development, or, knowledge-related books, I think a highlighter is your best friend. So you sit with a highlighter, all right, and you would know where to use it. And whenever you feel like you want to go back there, you go back to those words, you go back to those lines which you think resonated with you, or which you think were important, and you can simply. So that is one way I generally I highlight the important parts in the book. And I also sometimes fold the upper side of the page, edge of the page, so I want to come back to this page and read it again. So I think highlighting and reading the first few lines and reading the last few lines of the paragraphs will tell you whether, because books are big, and sometimes you don't need to go through cover to cover also. So the first few lines of the paragraph will tell you whether you have to pay attention to that paragraph, or do you have to pay more attention to the next paragraph. So that is how just going through the lines, and then you can decide whether you have to really pay attention. That will also help you finish book faster, because readers, they want to read more and more books. That is also one of the things that they want to do. I have finished this one, now I want to come to this. So just focusing on the important aspects, and slightly doing away with the other parts is, I think, one important way to, and highlighting and making notes in that way. Another tip that I can share is, nowadays we have YouTube with us, right? So before starting a book, because a book will take around 3-4 days for you to finish, you can also go for reviews or something, somebody who has read that book, so they'll give you a gist of what is the content of the book, right? So that will help you grasp the book better, and also tell you whether you want to read that book or not, right? So that is also one more tip I can give to my readers before dwelling into the book. Is it going to waste your time, or is it going to make you feel more energized when you read it? So I think these are a few things that you can do while reading. Maybe it helps.
Right, ma'am. Totally agree with you. And as a reader, you have this feeling that you want to read as many books as there are on this world, in this one lifetime. And I completely understand that we should choose books that will help us in a way and that will connect with us. And we cannot read just everything. And yes. So now, Pooja ma'am, I would like to ask you the same question. So kindly share.
I think the way we read a book depends very much on the context and what is the type of book. So I have mostly read psychology books till my MPhil. So I used to be like too much into books, and I used to feel that no, I can't take shortcuts and I have to read each and every line. So I was just smiling at myself when Shamriti ma'am was talking. You don't need to read cover to cover. So earlier I used to do what I used to read, how I used to read about psychology books is that for me, the pictures would invite a lot, and I would make small notes and underline and have a notepad of always with me. So writing notes and also putting, let's say, particularly about psychology books, I used to like making the whole content very precise and concise and make diagrams on it. Because for me, memory also was a thing. That, okay, I should remember what I'm reading. So making some schematic diagrams and pictures and funny acronyms and like that. So I used to be too much like into a mission that, okay, if I'm reading, I have to understand and remember, because there is so much to read and there is so much of syllabus. However, traveling from that mode of being a little bit ambitious into reading and seeing myself now, uh, my approach has totally changed. Like for me now, the less I read is more deeper I get into the content. And I basically more read Sri Aurobindo's books. Like for me, that is perfect psychology and that is perfect way to align with a lot of things. So for me, the way I have learned since some years is like I read like a mantra. So we call it mantric reading, like reading very slowly, word by word, and also sometimes speaking aloud what I'm reading, sometimes, and reading a paragraph or a page and then journaling post that. Like how how my experiences till now are related to that what I'm reading. So linking direct experience with what I'm reading rather than taking it as a very high moment. Like because initially I used to feel very high that what he has written, like, oh God, this is so perfect. But there was a lot of gap between what he is saying and where I am in my life. So right now I read less and try to apply it in form of journaling. And there are various methods of journaling which I use. So yeah, this is how I see. But overall, spending the time with any book, any book gives a lot of. It feels like we are being held by the book, like feeling nourished by the book is what I feel. Thank you.
Again, the journaling part that you talked about, I used to happen with me that you talk that something is written so beautifully, but again, it is resonating, but we are on a different pace. And journaling used to help me understand what I want to extract, what I want to understand from what's being said from there, and how can I, in my current position, be beneficial from that or understand something new. So yes, journaling as a reader has helped me grow and captivate more knowledge and essence of the book. So yes, journaling is one thing that I suggest to all readers out there. So now we have a quick ask away with you both speakers, and we have few questions. They are not very they're very simple questions from your reading journey, and I think I'll start now. I'll start with Pooja ma'am. So our first question, ma'am, is which book had the greatest impact or biggest impact in your life, and why?
That's a very funny and a very beautiful question to me now. And there is a little bit of story. I won't speak a lot. So until then, until 2018, sort of, when I was in masters, I used to, as I shared, read a lot of books. For me, it was like I cannot not read any book which is mentioned in the references section. I should know. I should go into the depth. Like for regression, I'll go into regression analysis book. For that, I used to be very much into that. And particularly my world was all about psychology books, and authors also are psychologists only. Like I bought books written by psychologists and researchers. uh, and I was still a little bit hungry and not satisfied with, okay, where is the perfect thing about something which even I don't know. My question was also very unclear. What I was searching, I wasn't knowing. And I had a visit to Auroville. It's a place near Pondicherry. And there, among all the books, I still have that in front of me. This is a book, a very small book. It was titled as Light for Students. And because I was a student and I'm still a student, and this small book really captured my attention, and I bought it and I started reading it very religiously. And the funny part is that this is the book which is nothing to do with psychology chapters in a way, but the titles were how to study, how to read, how to sleep, very, very basic things, how to eat, and a call to young India, and some more texts. What is a true friend? About love. These themes, which are like common to all of our lives. It was like starting from scratch, and all of that which I had read in my books or have heard from my teachers now made a complete sense. Like this book, in a way, completed me, and I started again with thinking about what is psychology and who am I, in a way. So I would say that this Light for Students was the guiding light of my life, and also the first book I read of Shriram. So each and every word of this book, and then I went to other books of him. So yeah, that's the book, the star book of my life.
Beautiful, beautiful book. I'll definitely give it a read. And now moving on to next question to Samriddhi ma'am. One book that no one should die without reading. One book that for you.
There are, I mean, if I have to pick one, and especially it's the student community, I would say you all must read The Story of My Experiments with Truth by Mahatma Gandhi. So it is a book that will build a lot of integrity, because if I talk to students, I think if there's one thing that I would like to see in my students, I like, every day I'm dealing with my students. So one thing that I would like to see in them is the courage and the integrity to be truthful as much as they can be, right? So this book by Mahatma Gandhi talks about, how he has through his life struggled but never left the path of truth. So no matter how hard it was, no matter how difficult it was for him to move on that path, to stand on that path, he still chose to speak the truth, right? And how much integrity that brings in your character, how much courage it brings to you, because when you're speaking the truth, there's nothing that you have to fear, right? Once you've decided you're taking that lane, it is that what come what may, but I am going to speak the truth, right? And once you have that zeal in your character, it turns you around. You stop faking for small little benefits, for small little goods. So I think that is one book. If I am talking to the student community, I would say they must read. So yes.
Yes, character building is what makes a man a human being, human in its complete true nature. And yes, truth frees you from the burden. And I think what you said is very important for this generation, for everyone, I think. So, yes. Next question that I asked to Pooja ma'am is, if you could have dinner with any author, living or dead, who would that be and what would you ask?
Before unmuting, I was thinking what answer I can give. uh,
It's okay, ma'am. You can take your time. Just take your time.
I'll take name of one of my mentors if I have to have a dinner with him. Though my again idol would be Shrivindu, but he's not in his physical body, so I can't have a dinner with him. But if I really have to have a dinner, I would like to pick Manoj Pavitran. He's he's a filmmaker, an author, an educator, a yoga practitioner, and one of my mentors. I'd like to spend an evening with him and have really long, long conversations. More listen to him because he's a very good listener. So I would like to listen to him in that dinner.
Okay, great, great answer. Now, next question to Samriddhi ma'am. So, ma'am, imagine you are stranded on a deserted island with one book only to keep. So, which book that would be for you?
It depends on what kind of an island it is. um, if I am the only one there, I would probably then I would think that I would go with the Upanishads. I think the Kathopanishads. So that is what would take me through if I had to really go stranded island thing. And I have to, then I need to know who am I and everything.
Basic.
I think I would take the Kathopanishads with me there.
I think great choice, ma'am. Great choice you made. So next question to Pooja, ma'am, is which book made you fall in love with reading?
During my bachelor's, in the second year, I started to read some books, and I would say there was a book by, I think the author's first name is Dr. Sheena. She had written a book on choices, like the art of choosing. Yeah, Dr. Sheena Iyengar, I guess. So that was a book, and she is, I think, 75 or 80% blind. And in her book, not only she had mentioned about the various researches and choice and business and how she used it, but also her own life. So reading that book and also this cover of the book, so I am really pleased by aesthetics of things. So I really like the cover, the simple cover of the book also. So reading her book really made me feel a lot wide and also see my limitness. Like I am so limited in the way I am approaching everything. Like I'm too much into my textbooks. That was the first time I got a direct, confrontation by somebody that what am I doing? I'm just into some textbooks. And it was, I think, winter vacations or summer vacations, some vacations where I started. So I would say that book really made me open to a bigger world of reading and books.
Great. There's always this one book that does that for us. So this one question that I wanted to ask, it's a little bit controversial, but a very famous question among readers. So this question is for both of you. First, I'll ask Samriddhi ma'am, a book that you would sell your soul to reread it. To reread a book. Like it's a very famous question among readers.
Um, I think I don't know if I would sell my soul for it, but I would like to read the Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank again because I read it once and then I left it, but again, I feel like reading it again. And there are a lot of books I would want to go back to, and just the Chicken Soup series that is there. Right, so those, but yes, Diary of a Young Girl, maybe I would like to go back and refresh my memories from that book.
I think we have the same choice. I would read it. I would love to reread it again. So now, Pooja ma'am, which book is that like that you will reread?
It's a very tough question. I feel I'm such a baby in reading. How can I sell my soul to read a book? I want to do more. But if I really have to choose, there is a book, a very small book, The Mother. It has, in a way, that is kind of a summary of everything, each and everything what is being written by Sri Aurobindo in integral psychology and Indian psychology in a way. And that 32-page book is that book which is kind of my anchor. I go back to that book again and again. I've read it multiple times. If I really have to give myself fully, uh, I would like to give myself to that book. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, ma'am. So next question to Samriddhi ma'am. A fictional character you wished to be replaced by you.
I wish to be replaced by me. Probably, I'm forgetting her name in the Twilight series. The main,
Bella, Bella.
yes. So I think because that it is such a fascinating story when you
True.
read. So I think that would be one. I would, the fantasies that you have during your. So I think that would be one.
Yes, truly fascinating. Yes, agree. Um okay, so next question. to Pooja ma'am. Did you ever have to call in sick or make an excuse cause you could not put a book down?
No, this hasn't happened. This hasn't happened so far. No. I think that
Okay.
completes the answer. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Last question to both of you. Samriddhi ma'am, first, I want to ask you, is there any book that you feel is underrated and deserves more recognition?
A lot of books there are. I think The Courage to be Disliked. That is one book that is not, become so famous all over, but one book that should be read more. I think that is the one that is coming to my mind right now. Your mic is off, I think, Avantika.
Okay. So, Pooja ma'am, which is that for you?
So in that way, if you're asking, you're trying to ask, if I take it in a different way, like which book I want it to be famous in a way. If
Yes.
I have
Okay.
to be the marketing ambassador of a book.
Okay.
So currently, again, it is all coming from my experience. I'm not able to see anything much more important than we uniting. Like the spirit of unity and oneness is very, very alive in me, and how being so different and being so busy in our own lives, we can become one, not just as Indians, but also as humans, also in that way. So this book is a book which is a speech. It's a speech which was, said by, or spoken by a freedom fighter. And after he renounced his life as a freedom fighter, he came back to the spiritual side of the same thing. Like that, spirituality became his mission. Earlier, nationalism was something else for him. So he gave a speech after living in prison for 1 year, and he had some vivid experiences. So that fiery speech, which has a lot of fire in it, and it can ignite and inspire anybody, which is Uttar Para speech, is something I would like everyone to read. Again, it's very small book, and it also has tales of prison life, like how people of the English made the prison life miserable, and there was a lot of conflict in their values of being English and like that, something like that. So globally, seeing a book which can have an impact is to realize the oneness inside. Uh, the quickest way we can realize the oneness inside is that book. So Uttar Para speech by Sri Aurobindo is one book I would like to suggest everyone.
Okay, great. I think we are all done now with questions. So we are towards the end of this session, this beautiful launch session with you speakers. So now I would like to ask Samriddhi ma'am to say a few words for our book launch and this event and what you wish for SciConnect.
So SciConnect being run by all you young minds. I feel so happy, Shubham has been my student, and a few more students that I have taught are a part of this endeavor. And then, just such young people doing such a great job. It really, makes me very, very happy, genuinely very happy to see that, this is how you're growing. When we talk about a book launch, so, perspective, knowledge, these are certain things that only books can help you gain. There is really, I don't think, apart from experience, there is nothing else that can give you so much knowledge, so much perspectives, regardless of backgrounds, regardless of cultures, races. You can dwell into any kind of world. You read, Thousand Splendid Suns, and you walk into Afghanistan, you know what is happening there, right? So wherever, whatever you're reading, it gives you so much knowledge, so much perspective, so much emotions that, apart from experience, there is nothing else. An experience only comes with living life, with age. So this is one thing of bypassing that, and in a short span of time you can gain so much, learn so much, and then having a book launch wherein people can actually expand their horizons by discussions, by taking up forums, and discussing, expanding whatever. Just a second. Discussing whatever they can with regard to knowledge and perspective. I think it's a big congratulations to Team PsyConnect, and I'm really proud of you all. Seeing such little small students doing all this, it really makes me feel proud in the psychology community. And as a teacher, as a professor, I will just bless you to shine more and keep outgrowing yourself each day and becoming better persons. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. And yes, what you said is the essence of this book club that we have launched today. And just thank you. Thank you. Overwhelmed by your words, and thank you so much. Now, Pooja, ma'am, I want to ask you, share a few words.
Can we have all of us putting our videos on? It would be really nice to see you all. I keep seeing your names in the group. I don't know anybody of you. If possible,
Please, everyone.
if your internet allows and where you are, that space allows, it would be really nice to see you all. Kanhaiya came and went. You stay till I am speaking. At least that can be a small. Okay, I can maybe take names if you don't feel offended. Ishu, Nandini, Rahul, Shreya. Okay, here we can't see whose video is not on. Okay, thank you. Thank you for showing your faces. Thank you for coming on video. First thing is that I've kept on communicating this with Shubham. I am seeing this space as very inspiring, and I wish to be part of the volunteer team. Like, give me something which I could contribute to. That's the first feedback I would give you. Another thing is for the book club, I feel having anything online and starting anything online, one of the things is to maintain that momentum and to keep doing it. Because initially, जब हम कुछ शुरू करते हैं, तो energy is a lot, and starting anything is very refreshing. But to continue it, we really need that, motivation, and sometimes no matter what attitude also, like man nahi kar raha, fir bhi we have to turn up for the community. And I see such a fast growing psychology students community through BHS Psychology. Like, that's amazing. So even in that, even in the book club, because I have joined our group, if there anything which I could contribute to the book club, I would definitely be a participant and be regular. That is the first thing which I can say as a feedback also. Another thing is that you people are very sweet, and I really wish that you all keep doing what you really feel passionate about and keep learning from each other. Thank you. Thank you for having us part of this beautiful initiative.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Very kind words, and again, grateful for you both that you made this book launch a success by your presence. And now I think I congratulate everyone, those who are present here, and I welcome you all to this team of ours, a club of ours that we are going to delve in together. And I just hope we learn, we grow, and we just do great things together. So yes, that's from my side, and thank you everyone for coming. I think ma'am, you can